Yo guys, another week of One Piece break, but that will not stop me from talking about it. In fact, this week break spurred my inner curiosity on the latest revelations of One Piece. Like for real, the heck is this? And this? But I'm not gonna be talking about them in this video here because what we'll be tackling here are the biggest what-ifs that could change the whole story of One Piece. I've been reading a lot of theories and articles about One Piece lately, and those inspired me in making this video. Before anything else, welcome back to my channel. To those of you who are new here, I'm glad you came across this video, and this is you might want to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get updated and be notified of my latest uploads. It's just free and it's not like you lose anything in doing it. So here are the what-ifs that I believe will bring a huge change to the story of One Piece. Let's start with, what if all the members of Rock's pirates have clones? Years ago, before Roger's name became a worldwide threat not only to the Marines but also to other pirates, the Rock's pirates sailed the seas as the strongest pirate crew of their time. As described by Edward Newgate, commonly known as Whitebeard, the crew was a group of people who were not the type to serve others and that he had plenty of bad experiences in it. However, it is undeniable that it was a composition of monsters as Sengoku described the crew. In fact, some of the crew members are Whitebeard himself, Charlotte Linlin, commonly known as Big Mom, Kaido, Golden Lion Shiki, and Miss Buckingham Stussy. Now, in the latest chapter of One Piece 1073, it was revealed that the Stussy of the CP0 was actually a vampire and a clone of Miss Buckingham. It was honestly a surprising turn of events that no one expected, and it was an out-of-this-world revelation. To think that Stussy was a spy planted by Vegapunk in the world government. Further, many noticed that this unknown mad scientist looks like Stussy of CP0, but it was never verified. But with the release of this chapter, it was finally becoming clearer that this could really be Miss Buckingham Stussy in her earlier years. This led me to thinking that, what if the rest of the infamous pirates of the Rock's pirate crew also have clones? In the latest chapter 1073, Miss Buckingham actually told Marco that Whitebeard Jr., Edward Weevil, is actually Whitebeard's legacy. And with the cloning capability of science that is actually being highlighted these past few chapters and arcs, starting from Pacifistas, Germa 66 cloning, to the Seraphim, and lately to the first ever successful clone Unit 01, Stussy. It is highly possible that Weevil really is a legacy of Whitebeard, and that he is a clone of Whitebeard himself. Not actually a son, but a clone. Furthermore, it was already proven that Weevil really is a strong individual, and this made the Marines believe that he could be Whitebeard's son. In fact, his strength led him to a spot in one of the 7 warlords of the sea. So if Stussy is Miss Buckingham's clone and that Weevil really is Whitebeard's clone, then it is highly possible that the rest of these big shots could also have clones of their own. Let's start with the Stussy, the clone of Miss Buckingham, and I'd like to assume that Weevil really is Whitebeard's clone. As I've said, it was already proven by his power and by Miss Buckingham. Now, Kaido. If he could have a clone, I can only think of one, and that is Yamato. I mean, it was already known that Yamato is Kaido's son, but it wasn't known yet if Yamato was really conceived by a mother. So it is very likely that Yamato is Kaido's clone. Next, Big Mom. If Big Mom has a clone, I believe it is no other than Jewelry Bonnie. Yeah, I know it sounds stupid because Jewelry Bonnie insists that she is Kuma's daughter. It might also be possible that Bonnie is the daughter of Kuma and Big Mom. But truth be told, I think that it is more probable that Bonnie is Big Mom's legacy. I mean, they have a lot of similarities. How much of a coincidence is it that Bonnie is as much of a glutton as Big Mom? The similarities like the color of her hair, her lips, and the fact that she has made a name for herself and became the only woman in the worst generation, just like Big Mom being the only woman of the 4 emperors, right? It is so hard to prove this because Oda's thought is really difficult to catch. But I stand to what I've said, that Bonnie could be Big Mom's clone. Anyways, we will know the full truth of this once the memory of Kuma is revealed to everybody. Next, Rox D. Sibek. If Vegapunk decided to clone these big shots, then why would he miss the chance to clone the strongest and the captain of the Rox pirates? So here comes the difficult part. I really can't prove and think of anybody that could be Rock's clone. So I'd like to ask for your ideas on who could it be. However, here are my probable candidates just so you know. Shanks. Well, it was already theorized by so many One Piece fans that Shanks is Rock's son. It hasn't been proven yet, though Shanks and Zebek has a lot of similarities like the color of the hair and the fact that they are ridiculously strong. Also, the fact that Shanks was found inside a chest after the God Valley incident. And Blackbeard. It was also theorized that Blackbeard is a legacy of Rox D. Sibek. There are not much resemblance between the two unlike Shanks and Rox, but anyways, it's just a guess. Also, I'd like to point out that I found it funny that Rox D. Sibek actually has a resemblance to this unknown pirate of Shanks' crew, Rockstar. If you can remember in this episode here, he looks the same and their names are alike. Or he may just be a third-rate character in One Piece who idolized Rox D. Sibek, so never mind that. So that's it. What if these big shots really have clones and they are them? It would definitely change the power balance of the One Piece world because they are strong themselves and could be part of the leading candidates of the King of Pirates. Next, what if Shanks really is not who we thought he is? Shanks' past is shrouded in mystery outside the fact that he was once an apprentice of the legendary pirate King Goldie Roger. Then in chapter 907, the world was totally surprised when Shanks was able to meet face to face with the 5 elders of the world government. Marijoa is the most sacred ground of the world government. It should be an impenetrable fortress and should almost be inaccessible to all. Yet Shanks, a pirate and one of the 4 emperors of the sea, not only easily stepped his foot on this land, but also met with the 5 elders personally, the highest authorities of the world, as though he is someone welcome and privileged to meet them. This led us to thinking that Shanks could possibly be a celestial dragon. Now here comes the interesting part. 38 years ago, the God Valley incident took place at an island known as God Valley. It consisted of a battle between the Rox pirates and a joint effort of the Rogers pirates and the Marines. For known reasons, the world nobles and some of their slaves were present during the incident. So what if Shanks is a descendant of those nobles present in God Valley? It could even be that Rox D. Sibek is actually a celestial dragon who never got satisfied with being a celestial dragon and decided to rule the world himself. Shanks being a celestial dragon or a slave of the celestial dragons would explain a lot of things. It would explain why he could meet with the 5 elders personally. It would explain why he could come and go in Marijoa. It would explain why I feel like his crew members have the aura of nobles. I know they are rowdy and a loud bunch of pirates, but why do I feel like some of his crew members have the aura of nobles like him, or him? To continue, if Shanks really is a celestial dragon or a slave of them, then that would mean he is a puppet of the 5 elders and that he was tasked to find One Piece in behalf of them. After all, it is not unusual to think that even the world government is trying to locate One Piece. One Piece is the treasure trove of knowledge and the endpoint of those aiming to rule the seas. So, the celestial dragons who currently rule the world wouldn't obviously just let anybody overthrow them and are actually looking for the One Piece. And it is Shanks who was commissioned with this role. That would explain why, after the Marineford War, Sengoku allowed Shanks to take hold of Whitebeard's and Ace's body. It has always bugged me, honestly. I know that the Red Hair Pirates is a strong pirate crew, a very strong one in fact, and that during that time in Marineford, there is also the existence of the Blackbeard pirate crew, which is composed of lunatics and level 6 prisoners of Impel Down, and the remaining of the Whitebeard pirates are still a force to be reckoned with. But I don't believe that the Marines will not be able to hold their ground against them all, to allow Shanks have the bodies of Whitebeard and Ace. I don't believe that if the war continued and the Marines decided to fight against the Red Hair Pirates, they would not be able to fight an equal war. It would definitely turn into a 3-way war of Marines versus Blackbeard Pirates versus Red Hair Pirates and Whitebeard Pirates. So why did Sengoku allow Shanks to have the bodies of Whitebeard and Ace? Why did he say, "I'll allow it since it's you, Red Hair"? Like, "I'll allow it since it's you, Red Hair"? That is really a curious thing. That would mean to say that Sengoku, the leader of Marines, know of Shanks' hidden activity and status. That he is either a celestial dragon or a puppet of the celestial dragon acting as a pirate to locate One Piece. Another thing about Shanks is his hidden agenda. Remember when Who's Who mentioned that the red-haired pirates took the devil fruit from them? The question is, how did Shanks know that the devil fruit mythical Zoan human fruit model Nika was sheltered in the said government ship? Also, if it was really a very important devil fruit that they even confronted the world government ship to take a hold of that, why did he just put it in a place where a kid like Luffy can easily get it? It somehow looks like he purposely let it be found by Luffy. It seems like he purposely let the devil fruit be eaten by Luffy. That's strange. Is it part of his big plan? I mean, after all those years of pirating, why did he suddenly decide to pursue One Piece only after Luffy awakened to Nika? Does that mean Nika is the key to One Piece? Let's stop there because that's too much information. Let's go back to Shanks. Moreover, Shanks has been a pirate for more than 20 years already. There are a lot of differing powerhouses aiming to become the Pirate King and find One Piece. Yet within those years, there's only two times when the power balance between Marine and pirates have tumbled. The first one is the Marineford War. But before the war, Shanks personally persuaded Whitebeard to stop Ace in pursuing Teach. I know that his purpose was to avoid Ace from meeting Teach because he knew that Teach is not someone that could easily be put in a box. But what if he has other purpose in stopping Ace? What if his other aim was to prevent a war? What if his other aim was to prevent the war, what we call now as the War of the Best? The second is after the war in Wano. Right after the war, Ryukugyu captured the remnants of the Beast Pirates, including King and Queen. He also tried to take hold of the Wano country now that the deterrent called Kaido has perished and no longer in position. However, Shanks came to save the country and prevent the influence of Marines from spreading to Wano. He only came there to stop that and then left right away. What do these events mean? It means that Shanks is the power that maintains the balance between pirates, marines, and world government. He holds the scale and maintains the balance. Another thing to prove this statement is the fact that after all the 1,000 episodes of One Piece, and after all that has happened in One Piece, he shows himself only and only if the balance of power is steered. Shanks showed up in Fuchsia Village where Luffy is from. Shanks is not someone from East Blue. In fact, even now we don't know where he is from because he grew up in Roger's ship from infancy till the crew disbanded. East Blue is said to be the weakest sea of all the seas. And yeah, his captain Goldie Roger is from East Blue Lugtown. But why was he in Fuchsia Village, Goa Kingdom? And why did he only decide to leave Fuchsia Village right after Luffy had eaten the devil fruit called Nika? What's his end goal? He's a really interesting character, shrouded in veil of mysteries. And I think the reason why he did that was to create a future powerhouse that will one day stand atop all pirates, since his captain Goldie Roger, the Pirate King, and the center of all pirates already passed away. His second appearance was when he tried to persuade Whitebeard, as I've mentioned earlier. That is to prevent the occurrence of war and the destruction of either the Marines or the Whitebeard pirates, which was the leading pirate crew before the 2-year time skip. His third appearance in the anime was when he stopped the Marineford War. Since the stability between the pirates and Marines ceased to exist after Whitebeard and Ace's death, he showed up to prevent the Marines from completely annihilating the remnants of the Whitebeard pirates, Blackbeard pirates, and Luffy. Likely to say, he stopped the Marineford War to avoid the power scale from totally toppling over to the Marines' side. And the fact that Sengoku allowed Shanks to stop the war, prevent the annihilation of the pirates present during the war, and then quit as the fleet admiral, resulting to a sharp decrease in the Marines' potential, actually maintained the balance of power in One Piece world. The pirates lost Whitebeard and Ace, while the Marines lost Sengoku and Aokiji. This is another strange thing that is hard to explain for now. And Shanks' last appearance was when he stopped Ryukugyu in taking a hold of Wano Kingdom, and again, to stop the Marines from gaining control of what is hidden in Wano and prevent them from increasing their strength. See, he only appears when the balance of power is steered. Though his appearance in those times looks very virtuous, I think it is just an upfront cover to hide his intention. So what if Shanks is not the goody two-shoes we all thought he is, and that he has an unbelievable background with a world-changing goal hidden behind his scarred, handsome face? What do you guys think? Comment down. Wait, before I end the video, let me just briefly talk about this certain thought that came in mind. Why does Usopp has a lot of peculiar similarities to Blackbeard? It is really weird. Look, they both have curly black hairs. They both have a long nose. They both have thick lips. They're both long-range weapon users. Usopp uses slingshot and Blackbeard uses guns. And they're both cowards. I may be just imagining things, forget it. Comment down below and let's talk about them. See ya!